Okay, so now you're all caught up. Now let me tell you the next steps for this project. So I added this 1000 kV motor and I decided to run this 14 by 10 blade right here. Now basically the performance was actually beautiful. The thrust it was producing had some serious potential, but yeah, the motor burnt out and that's what delayed the video. And well, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing because I never got to see this motor's true potential, but the good thing is at least I found a better motor that should produce better thrust than before, and it's going to be awesome. Alright, so the motor I'm going to be using is this one right here, this beast of a motor right here. As you can see, this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can, there we go. It's a 2600 kV motor, 36 by 65. This is the size of the motor, quite big. As you can see, it's a brushless motor. As you can see, this is the size difference between the old and the new. Way bigger in size. This is a massive motor right here. Okay, so I have the motor. Okay, right, it's big, very big. Right, so we have the motor right here there, but I need to run the blade. Now as you can see, this motor, it has like some kind of blade holder in place. As you can see, this thing right here. Okay, so I need something like that, so that's why I got this adapter, propeller adapter. So how it works is you put it on the motor shaft like that, something like that, and then you just tighten it up and then it should hold the blade in place. So all you have to do is just tighten this. Okay, so let's begin the build process, install this new motor, and we see what awesome results it's going to achieve. Hopefully by the end of this video, air traffic control will be like, oh, you need clearance to move such a vehicle. Okay, so for fun, I decided to mount the big wooden propeller on this brushed motor to see the outcome, the thrust it produces. Alright, let's test it. Okay, that's what it looks like. All right, back to the project. Okay, so the project is almost done. I just have to solve one problem and then it's ready to be tested. Okay, that problem is that I got this propeller adapter, right? So how it works is basically it allows you to mount a propeller on a motor shaft, as you can see. So this thing, it goes on the motor shaft, and then what you do is you put your blade, right? And then you tighten it, and then it holds tightly onto the motor shaft. But the problem is this motor actually has a flat spot, right? And that flat spot is causing problems because it's breaking the mechanism that allows it to tighten onto the motor shaft. Let me show you how it works. See, there's another version of it. So you loosen the bolt, right? And then you put your blade like that. The blade goes like that, and then all you have to do, like that, all you have to do is just tighten this, and then there, boom, just like that, and then you have a blade mounted on a motor, as you can see. So that's a problem, so I need to solve it. So what I decided to do is I'm going to take a motor pulley, right? So a motor pulley has these tiny little Allen keys, right? Allen bolts, right? And then what's going to happen is when you tighten the bolts, it's actually going to hold on to the motor shaft, right? And then this thing is never going to come off, and then I'm going to thread this bolt onto this pulley right here. I'm going to cut the end off, and then I'm going to add a bolt right there. Not a bolt, a nut. So basically this is going to be threaded. Add a nut there, so I can, when I loosen the nut, I add my blade, then I tighten the nut, and then it's ready to go. So let me get it installed. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so now it's time to mount the propeller. Boom, it's finally completed. As you can see, this is the new propeller adapter for the motor shaft. Boom, simple, I made it. Okay, so basically the thing I have to do now is I have to tighten the screw just to put tension on the threads right here. We don't want this thread coming off. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take some vice grips to hold this bottom piece right here. Let's see. This bottom piece, we don't want it moving. Let's put adjustments, loosen it, boom. Okay, it's locked in place. Then add a bit of Loctite to the thread, like that. Then we screw this thing in. Make sure it's nice and tight. Boom. That should hold it in place. There we go. That's not coming off. Alright. That's done. Right. Now we can put it on our motor shaft. Okay, flat side, we'll line it nicely. Let's realign it. Boom. Boom. Alright. Then we take the Allen key. I need to find out which is the right size. It should be this one. Nope. Smaller. Perfect. Let's do this. Okay. Tighten this one. There we go, it's holding onto the motor shaft. Tighten this one as well. Let's just do extra tight. Oh, no! I broke the Allen key. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that is horrible. I broke it. Eesh, that's terrible. Anyway, it's mounted, alright, so now I can mount the blade. That is horrible. Okay, so basically, thing I need to put first is I need to put a spacer or washer here. Boom. Okay. And then we take the blade to be facing this way. Okay. Then we take our spacers. Put one there. Put the second one. Do we need a third one? Nah, these two should be enough. Okay. And we put the nut in place. Then we just tighten it. There we go. Tighten it. Hopefully it's aligned properly. Anyway, should align itself. Okay, and then we tighten this. Okay, that's not coming off. There we go, it's done. And we just have to test it. There we go, the blade is mounted properly, nice and straight. Look at that. Perfect. Nice and smooth. Okay. Time for the testing. Look how nice it is. Okay, so this project is going good and bad at the same time. The good thing is this motor and this propeller adapter are fantastic. Even this motor bracket that I made to mount the motor, it's performing beautiful. But because of the size of the motor and the load of this blade, it's drawing huge amounts of amps from the battery. Now the battery can supply the amps, but the speed controller cannot handle it. It's taking a beating. Even though the speed controller is a beast, the speed controller is massive, but it's not liking it. Like basically when I run this motor at full thrust, this speed controller gets so hot that when you grab it with your hands, a few seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds later, it's already burning your hand very, very, painful and it's so hot. So basically now if I keep on running the speed control like that, it's eventually going to destroy itself. Now the only option I have is basically, when I made this propeller adapter, I used a motor pulley. Now a motor pulley, right? Do you get where I'm going? I'm thinking of adding a belt, right? As you can see, look at that, the shaft is moving. Now connected to this belt is going to be another pulley, a bigger one in size, right? So there's going to be another pulley, right? And connected to that pulley is going to be a second motor. So how it's going to work is the second motor is going to be like an assistant, just to help out the load. And then this motor is going to be connected to a second speed controller. It's just to maybe greatly reduce the load on that speed controller. So I'll attempt it, but if it fails, I just have to cut my losses and say we had a good run, but it's time to retire this project. All right, let me install the pulley and we give it So I added these male connectors, and then I also added female connectors to the speed controller, and then I also connected a female battery connector as well. So now all I have to do is just take the motor and then just connect the connectors. Let's see. Boom, like that. Oh, just like that. And some of it extremely tight. All right, anyway, there, they're connected. Now I just have to connect the battery. Let me grab the receiver, which is down here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this motor has enough torque to spin the blade by itself without assistance from this big motor. Okay, so now I add the receiver, okay, the signal wire, okay, so it goes like this, boom, like that, and then I just have to add the battery, and then boom. Need to grab the remote. Okay, That's weird. Are these connectors wrong? Okay, so how is it? Okay. Middle. We'll do out. There. All right. What's wrong with you? Wow. The motor's already getting hot. Whoa, I switched off the remote and now it's going haywire. Relax. Whew. Wow, this thing is dangerous. And the speed controller is so hot. Eish. Alright, I'll have to get this tuned up and then I'll call you when I'm ready to show you it in action. Alright, let me just fix this. Okay, I finally fixed the problem, as you can see. It's spinning properly. Alright, let me reconnect the battery. There we go. It should work. There you go. Okay, it now works. Okay, now let's see what happens when I switch it off. Nothing. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Now all I have to do is just put the belt back on. Okay, let's see if I can get it to go. Boom, it's back on. Now let's see if it can turn the blade. It works. And woo, that is hot. Okay, so yeah, this one, but it proves that it can do it by itself. Now when I connect the second speed controller, they're going to be working together and hopefully my problem will be solved. Okay, let's do this. Okay, now connecting the battery, this big boy right here. Once I connect it, both speed controllers for the big motor and small motor will be both powered. There we go. And then both speed controllers are also receiving the same signal. So hopefully it works. Okay, test. No. Oh. Did you see that? No. Oh, man. Back to square one. This thing burnt out. Cooked. Just like that. And I was so close. The speed controller smells like fireworks. Alright, just for fun, I'm going to connect this big speed controller to this motor. Okay, let's see. Let me remember the connections. Okay, C goes to orange, B goes to yellow, blue goes to A. Okay. A, blue, C, orange. Right, and then we connect it to the speed controller right here, this motor, and then we go like this. See, here's a lesson. That's why you need a suitable speed controller for your load. If the speed controller is not good enough, it goes up in smoke. There we go. Should work now. Wrong way. This goes here. This goes here. Boom. And that's when we stop. Okay. Back to square one. This is the new system I'm running. As you can see, I decided to just use a pulley system in order to drive that massive blade because the load is just too much for the speed controller. Now let's just give it a test. As you can see, okay, so that's what it looks like. The speed controller, it's not even hot. So problem solved. I give you 2.0. Okay, so the battery and speed controller are connected. Look at this. That looks dangerous. Alright, so the private jet is finally ready to go. It's beautiful. Alright, so at the rear right here, we have a 14-inch propeller with a 10 pitch. It's made out of wood, right? And then we have a pulley, right? Look at this. It looks like a turbocharger or a supercharger with a belt, the beautiful belt. So basically what I thought of doing is I thought of using a belt because the motor really didn't like this wooden propeller. It didn't even want to accelerate. And when I forced it to accelerate, it started to supercharge the speed controller. And the speed controller got so hot that when you grabbed it with your hands, it could burn your hands. That's how hot it was getting. So I had no choice but to use a belt. But using a belt is actually a good thing because it turns out that I get more power out of using a belt than just using direct drive. So basically we have this shaft I'm using is from the handlebars of a bike. So this is a bike screw or bolt, and then we have two bearings right here. We have another pulley. I'm using it as a spacer. Then I added some spacers right there, and then I put the bigger pulley, and then I put a nut right there, and then I took one and then I put another nut at the end, and then I clamped this blade in the propeller in place. And then the speed controller is mounted here. The battery, the big massive battery is there. The RC receiver is right here. And then to connect the power, all I have to do is just connect these two things together. Boom. Switch on the remote. Look, it's moving on idle. That's how much power it has. All right, so it is time to finally see if all my work was worth it. All right, let's go. All right. Yes! Yeah! Woo! It's working! Woo! It's working! You need to. So tight. All right, let's go close. Woo! Acceleration test. Oh, yeah. Woo! This thing has some serious power. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking or subscribing. I hope you watch other videos. Hope to see you in another video.